All right, let's dive into an idea that is, well, completely counterintuitive. What if I told you the fastest way to get rich in your peak earning years isn't about showing off your success, but by hiding it completely?
I mean, think about that for a second. It goes against everything we're taught, right? We get a bigger paycheck, and our first instinct is to think, okay, time for a bigger lifestyle. But what if that very impulse is the trap that keeps us from ever being truly free? Just imagine your income doubled tomorrow, but your spending, it stayed exactly the same. What would that actually change for you? And this quote, wow, it just nails the whole illusion. It points to this really dangerous trap. The person who looks the most successful, the one with the flashy car and the huge house, might actually be living on a financial knife's edge, maybe just one bad month away from total disaster.
So this all leads us to what we can call the great wealth illusion. It's this incredibly powerful force in our society, almost like a pressure cooker, that can completely sabotage the financial futures of even the highest paid people out there.
From the time we're young, we're basically handed a script for what success is supposed to look like. You know the one. Get the degree, climb the ladder, buy the bigger house, lease the fancier car. It's sold to us as the direct path to happiness. But in reality, it's a treadmill. It's designed to keep you spending every single dollar you earn, always chasing that next shiny thing.
So, how do you get off the treadmill? Well, the answer is a totally different playbook, a strategy called stealth wealth. And it's not just a minor adjustment. It's about tearing up that old script and writing a brand new one for yourself. And let's be really clear here. Stealth wealth is not about being cheap, not at all. It's about being strategic. It's a deliberate, conscious choice to value your future freedom way more than you value impressing random people today. The whole goal is to build a powerful, silent engine of assets that just works for you in the background 24/7. Okay, so here's where you can see the two paths just completely split. Looking rich is a game of collecting liabilities, things that constantly suck money out of your pocket. Being rich is the opposite. It's a game of collecting assets, things that put money back into your pocket. And here's the bold claim, which is often true, you really can't play both of these games at the same time. You kind of have to pick one.
Now, to see how this plays out in the real world, let's make it super concrete. We're going to follow the journey of two people. We'll call them Sarah and Mike, and just watch the financial choices they make over one decade.
So here's the setup. They're the same age, 42. They work at the same company, have the same job, and they earn the exact same income, $90,000 a year. The only difference between them is the strategy they follow. Sarah decides to go with stealth wealth, while Mike, well, he follows that societal script of lifestyle inflation.
And boom, right here is where their paths just diverge dramatically. Sarah makes a conscious choice to live like she still makes her old salary of $50,000. She keeps her modest, paid-off home in a reliable old car. Mike, on the other hand, does what most people would do. He immediately inflates his lifestyle to match his new, bigger income. He signs up for a larger mortgage and a flashy new car lease. Now, to the outside world, Mike looks like the one who's winning, right?
But here's what's really happening under the surface. Because Sarah is living on $50,000 while earning $90,000, she creates this massive savings gap. She easily invests $40,000 a year. Mike, with all his new bills and payments, is lucky if he can scrape together $5,000 to save. That's not just a gap, that's a canyon.
Okay, now let's hit the fast forward button. 10 years go by consistently investing that surplus year after year, and let's say with a conservative 8% annual return, Sarah's portfolio has ballooned to over $600,000. This is the quiet and visible power of the stealth wealth strategy at work.
And here, this is the real magic. Her investments are now spitting out around $50,000 a year in passive income. She's literally replaced her entire original salary with money that her money is earning for. She's bought her freedom. Mike? Well, Mike is still 100% dependent on that paycheck, just to keep the lights on.
So you're probably thinking, if Sarah's path is so obviously the smarter one, why do so many of us end up like Mike? Well, the answer is in a few really powerful psychological traps that are basically hardwired to work against our own long-term financial health.
The main villain of this story is lifestyle inflation. It is the #1 enemy of building wealth, period. It's this silent, gradual creep where your spending just naturally expands to meet your income, which means you're forever running in place, financially speaking.
And this leads directly to this condition that people call the golden handcuffs. It's such a perfect metaphor, isn't it? You're earning a fantastic income, but you've become a prisoner to your own expenses. You're trapped. You can't launch that business you've always dreamed of. You can't take a year off to travel. You can't even quit the job you hate because your whole lifestyle depends on every single penny you make.
And finally, there's the psychological trap of the hedonic treadmill. This is a well-documented phenomenon. It's our tendency for the thrill of a new purchase, that shiny car at the bigger house, to fade away almost immediately. You get that initial burst of happiness, sure, but it's temporary. The monthly payments, on the other hand, are very long-lasting. The stealth wealth approach just recognizes this reality, and it prioritizes the deep, lasting satisfaction of security over the fleeting high of new stuff.
Okay, so that's the why. How about the how? How do you actually put this strategy into action? Let's break down a simple, actionable blueprint that you can literally start using today. It all begins with developing what you could call expense consciousness. And listen, this isn't about budgeting to death or depriving yourself. It's about awareness. It's about taking a clear, brutally honest look at where your money is actually going and asking a simple question. Does this spending truly line up with my values and my long-term goals? Here's a super simple 3-step exercise. First, analyze. Just pull up your last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Don't judge yourself, just look at the data. Second, categorize. Go through every single line item and put it into one of 3 buckets. Is it essential for your survival or genuine happiness? Is it an investment in your health, your skills, your future? Or is it just lifestyle inflation, spending that's driven by habit or maybe a desire for status? And third, the most powerful step, redirect. Take every single dollar from that third bucket and point it directly towards your investments instead. You know, at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one powerful choice. You can have the appearance of wealth right now and pay for it by working for decades longer than you need to, or you can choose a more modest path today in order to buy yourself true, unshakable freedom tomorrow. So you see, this is way more than just a financial strategy. It's a life philosophy. It forces you to decide what you actually value more, the fleeting approval of other people today or your own freedom tomorrow. It's a huge question, and your answer will absolutely shape your future. So which path will you choose?